Guy in the front line, he said, man, I would be hot. I would be mad. Guess what? You can try to be Marqel Watkins, that's cool. You can try to take all this stuff away from him, that's cool. Guess what?
What?
This spirit is sealed already with God. You can't take it. That's when I'm not hot. That's when I'm not mad. I already know. When he said, don't be afraid of the man that can take your physical life. Be afraid of the one that can take your spiritual life. That's what.
That's right. That's right. Your spiritual life.
That's my parents. Did I complain once? Not at all about it.
No.
Nothing.
That's good.
Couldn't buy no tacos.
That's just a show of what preparation, of what commitment, dedication to God looks like. He told me he'll take care of me. He prepped me for it. He told me 3 weeks ago. It's taken care of. Talking about the story of Job.
Amen.
God allowed it to happen. Go ahead, hit Marqel. Guaranteed. He's not going to waver. Guaranteed. Won't phase him.
Yes.
At one time, he wanted the wealth.
Couldn't get to it.
He said, go ahead, go on his bank account, and guess what? He got $0 out because they tried to take too much out at one time. I had a limit on it. So God takes care of things. He takes care of it. I told Quan this morning, I said, they even took money. I want to be phased. That was exactly words I told him.
Won't he do it?
So, this puts me in the mindset of a story in the Bible. The prodigal son. I know the story of the prodigal son?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to explain the story. I'm just going to show, or I guess we can call this a hypothetical story that's kind of similar to the prodigal son. This is how when I read first read, this is how I read it and interpreted it. Just say, for instance, you have two brothers. Two brothers that grew up in the church together. They grew up in the church together. One brother didn't stray away. Stayed in the same church. Kept moving up in his ministries, wherever ministry he was in. The biggest giver to the church as far as offerings and all that. Then you got one brother who went away. Let's say he spent some time in jail. Spent a few years in jail. Been through 2 divorces. Something that we'll call life being in shambles. Now say decades go by. And this brother that's been out in the world, has been beat up and all that, comes back home when his father tells him to come back home. Comes back to the same church. His brother's still there. Now, this brother that's been out there in the world, he's having a Paul situation. He's been through all this. He's been the oppressor. He's been through everything that you can imagine. But now God called him to such a great ministry that now all these people, they know what this brother's been through. And now they're believing of what God's speaking through him. Now let's just say this same brother comes up here, he's a preacher now. Now look out, he's sitting in the pulpit now. Remind me now, he has a record, been through all these divorces, all this stuff. He's sitting in the pulpit. He's behind the podium giving a message. And now we got the other brother out there. And there's a reason why I'm using blood brothers as an example. So this is how the enemy works. You got his brother out there. He's hot. He's jealous of him.
That's right.
Just can't stand it. Now this whole time, this bird been out here, it seems like he's been doing everything the right way. Everything. He's loved by everybody. But there's one thing that can get to him. He's seen his brother go straight up. And now God already knew this. He knew what to get to this brother that's been in the church his whole life. And guess what? That one thing that could get to him happened. And the way he reacted was not how a true Christian didn't react. Because why? He didn't live it. He did not live it. You see how our story should resemble. We should live it. Got to. If you live it, when all this stuff's going to hit, because trust me, it's going to hit. We're going to be able to prevail through all of it. We're going to be able to see that glory that has been promised to us. We're going to be able to see that daylight. We're going to be able to see the sunshine.
Yes.
We won't be able to pay attention to the darkness that's all around us that clouds us. So I don't care what your past story is or what it was. It don't matter when you come into the faith.
Say
You
it.
could have went through everything that
That's
hypothetical
right.
situation I just said about this
Leave it
brother
there.
that came from the streets into the
Leave it
pulpit.
there.
It don't matter.
No.
Don't forget God's intention on how He set everything up. So now can I tell you what currently my story is and will be for the rest of my life? I already know what my story is for the rest of my life. I know what it is. This is my story. Self-confident with my head held high, but now I'm walking humbly with it.
Oh,
Why can I say this?
oh, humble.
Why can I say this? Why can I say I'm self-confident? Check it. I'm self-confident with my head held high, and I'm walking humbly. Now, y'all probably might be stuck on the word self-confident. We're talking about the word self-confident as in the context of
Come on, make it plain.
me, the flesh, of the old story. We're talking about the new story because why can I say this?
Go ahead, brother.
Jesus has secured
Claim it.
His ability
Claim it.
inside of me that
Claim it.
has overcame my own inability.
Claim it.
That was inside of me.
Claim it.
Secured.
Claim it.
He gave me the ability.
Come on.
Claim
I have
it.
an old inability anymore. That's why I wasn't advancing through anything. It's like I could accomplish this, I accomplish that, accomplish all this.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going here. Why do I feel so empty inside?
Mama.
I want to come back. That's why.
Sister Tanya.
Y'all want to see a change. Wherever that change is, you got to know where to come to.
Tell it, brother. Tell it.
You have to know where to come to.
Yes.
Paul has the blueprint for you right there in Philippians for this specific situation that we're going over.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up on the different things that the
No.
enemy has spewed out there. Because race is a huge one where you use to become the downfall of people.
Yes.
A huge one.
True.
Don't let it be your faith.
But when we walk in our ministry and all that, the whole race thing and all of our going for justice, for equal rights between different races, it falls in order, just like Martin Luther King said way back. It falls in line.
God first.
We have to do our first greatest commitment. We have to have that in line first. You have to go in order. You can't just skip
That's
number one and go to number two. It don't work like that.
Amen.
You won't go anywhere. You won't. You won't. Pastor, I know we got communion to do, but can we open the church doors right now before we do communion? Let's open the church doors.
Church.
Yeah, we ain't like the Pharisees. We don't fall into these different traditions. So church doors. If you feel you may not have been walking in your new story, remember there's two stories to this.
Come on.
You know we have an old one. We're not going to deny what the old one is. Just let us to a point of where we can come to Jesus so we can walk in our new story.
Walking our new story.
So baptism, we have it here. It's open if you want to be baptized. Say, I want to come back home. You've been away for a while.
Give me a
Come
hug.
back to the faith. You can do that.
Come
You
here,
want to
boy.
commit it, you can do it. Just come back home to God. That's all He's asking. Come back home. And everything else will start lining up with itself as the time comes. If you want prayer, we got 4 minutes.
Come on.
4 preachers here that can pray.
Yes.
For something that you've been going through. I know we have our circle of prayer, but that's still not as personal as it can be with the whole setting. You can have one circle of prayer if you need something that's been dwelling with you, that you feel like it's been protecting you, it's where you've been off balance or off track. But this is the time now. And honestly, we have all the time because, look, get Black History Month 28 days, people complain that Black History Month, that's the shortest month of the whole year. How many days do we commit to God? I guess we could say Sunday was 2 weeks in a year, so we only double what Black History Month to what we give to God.
No, 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 no.
So this is the time.
Mighty, mighty, mighty good God. He protects me, and no weapon against me.
You know, like you said, he was supposed to deliver this message 3 weeks ago. But God knew exactly what it needed to be delivered. I don't even know that all the context that he had in it would have been there if he had not been delayed and gone through what he went through. And God would not have allowed that to happen unless there was somebody he specifically wanted to talk to. And everything in my being says that there is somebody in here that God is speaking to. And that a word has gone out. Don't be afraid to walk forward. Don't be afraid to go to the altar. Don't be afraid to give God your all. Don't let this notion of being embarrassed, don't let this notion of, you know, I don't want nobody to know my business and I want to fake the funk like I've been there and been doing everything I'm supposed to do. That's not what he's called us to. That's right. The message is plain and clear.
Yes. Yes.
If God has spoken to your heart, if you know that he was speaking to you, don't walk out of here and not respond to the call. You don't have to get up. You know how we do here. You don't have to get up and walk in front of everybody. But you need to tap somebody. You need to get with somebody and let them know I'm ready to come back home.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Amen.
You're so good, Lord.